My name is Mitch Redekopp. I'm the owner of Rivercity Technology Services in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. So the different SaaS tools I see my clients using can include Google, there's lots of QuickBooks Online, there's obviously tons of Microsoft, there's Zoom, obviously tons of different Teams and Slack, and it just doesn't end really. Yeah, so definitely post-COVID, with everyone working at home, things have completely changed, and especially, not just my clients, but even us internally, changing the way we share files, changing the way we communicate. It's become so important that everyone can work remotely and communicate to the best of their ability. And Slack and Zoom, obviously, we all saw that Zoom came out of nowhere and turned into a huge thing. And it's really important now that we make sure that we control those apps. So to me, Shadow IT is any kind of application or IoT device or anything that we can't control, where the user, the employee, is they're going outside their own company's policy. So say that the company's saying we want you to use Teams, and this employee thinks that maybe Slack is better. And instead of telling their employee that's what they're going to switch to. That's where they start communicating with their other employees, or sharing. They decide that using OneDrive isn't the best for them. Maybe we're going to use Dropbox. Well, as an IT company or the internal IT, you don't know that they're using that. If you're not monitoring that, all of a sudden, the leakage of data, that data is getting leaked out. You can't control that. So being able to monitor that, making sure that you're seeing what everyone's using every day is super important. Yeah, so I think for managing risk, in 2 to 5 years, I think the cloud's obviously not going anywhere, remote work is not going anywhere. As much as some people like to come back to the office, it's turned out to be very, very good for business owners that way. So being able to manage all of the apps out there is number one. It's out of our hands. There's third-party vendors that are creating these things. We need to make sure that we're controlling access to it and always checking where that data is going in and out of the organization. So yeah, we definitely need to be watching that and coming up with the right solutions. So I think for cybersecurity, if you were just starting tomorrow, the number one thing I would say is definitely get MFA on there. I know it's a tough discussion with a lot of business owners. They don't like it. They think that it just really takes time away from their work, but that is the number one. I think having that second layer of authentication is huge, and that's where I would start. For us, using Augmentt and helping us manage the risk, we love the discovery tool. It helps us analyze all of our clients' applications that they're using. It shows the daily graphs of when they've been using it, the heights, the peaks. We can tell if they're using risky applications, and having that knowledge is super important, because a lot of time we can show those reports to the business owners and they didn't even know that their employees were using those type of things. So for anyone that's not offering SaaS services already, I would just take a look and realize that that there is so many applications out there that these employees of the businesses you manage are using. It's more exit points for you, and to become more liable for it if you're not protecting it. Your clients are trusting you that you're watching this kind of stuff. The business owners aren't doing that themselves. So I think it's job number one to make sure that we're always aware of everything that's going on with any of our clients, and making sure that we then relay that information to the business owners. Yeah, so for us, using Augmentt, we love the usability of it. We think that the UI and the UX is great. It's very easy to navigate, to grab the reports we need. Just getting the page reports and being able to even just snip it. You can put those into any kind of presentations, assessments, anything to help educate the business owner you're pitching to, or even your current clients. For any MSPs out there, I think that using Augmentt is great. Being able to have things like Discover and Engage and Secure all in one, where you can go and do your MFA, checking your security scores on Microsoft, seeing all the apps they're using, doing the password resets. Have that all available in one portal is amazing, and saves you time. And as any MSP knows, the less tools, the better. As long as it's a Canadian grizzly bear, it's definitely a Canadian grizzly bear.